both say where we air out the bullshit, and then you said, you were like, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I just said yeah and just...
You see, wasn't even listening.
I wasn't even listening. I'm sorry. See, but I own my faults. That's where I'm improving at as a person.
Good.
Shouts to me for that. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to our podcast, Love and Bullshit,
where we spread the love
and air out the bullshit. What it do, whoa, whoa?
What up, what up? So today's episode is about...
Yes.
That's the way love goes.
That's the way love goes. 50 billion, zillion, gazillion, trillion ways to flip this.
Oh my gosh.
Choose one.
It's so many different ways that
let's start
love can get
with
twisted.
Let's start with the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
The relationship that starts off cool and then goes wrong, right?
Right.
But it goes wrong because the woman, now remember, this is just scenario one. We're just pulling something out the air.
I was
here.
say, well, you
this
just automatically just jump to the woman. It goes wrong because the woman.
No, you're not listening.
Oh, okay.
You're not listening, okay?
Because
there's gonna be faults. There's gonna
be a Kevin Samuel.
No, you don't be the cancel culture.
Don't be a Kevin Samuel.
Let me finish.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. Because I'm finding that I might be good at this as I'm doing it, okay?
Oh, okay. All
right, cool.
All right.
So here it goes. Now, the relationship where the man and the woman are together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it starts off cool and they get comfortable, right? So this is not the woman's fault, but this is what I'm telling you that the man sees in his eyes in this particular relationship we're talking about, okay? Okay. So she's comfortable. So she starts doing her hair less. She starts dressing up less. She starts, whatever. Just, in the beginning, she might have been doing all of the dressing up things and he might have been doing the same, right? Well, we're talking from the guy's eye, right? Okay. This is from this guy's perspective in this relationship.
Right.
She's not doing this. And he doesn't give her these tools to, hey, babe, you look good today, or babe, you should try this, or da-da-da-da, to, like, bring that up in her, right? So he just looks at her, how nothing changes as he scrolls on his Instagram page, right? So with him not taking that energy and putting it into his woman and trying to help her change the little things, right? That maybe she just needs a brush on. You might have had a bad day, or you just, you might just honestly be comfortable and just need somebody to tell you, like, hey, babe, all right? So the fact that you don't have that conversation opens up the door.
True.
The door.
So that is just like the surface issue, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Just the surface
exactly.
issue. So there could be so many different factors that play into the reason why she doesn't do her hair or wear makeup.
Exactly.
Do you take her out on dates?
Exactly.
Does she have a reason to even go anywhere? You know what I mean?
It's a whole lot.
Nobody wants to do their hair and wear makeup just to sit around the house all day. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
That's,
no, it's not a thing. I don't think that's a thing.
And then, and another thing is just like you said, maybe he used to put on that cologne that smells good. He used to dress nice and he used to do certain things, and now he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So, but you still have that expectation of your partner.
Yeah.
So it's like you're expecting an energy that you're not giving.
And then also, you're absolutely right. And then also, like, when you meet people on a certain scene, so like, if this girl that you're with is the girl from the club that you always seen in the club, you're always gonna see her at her best in the club.
Absolutely.
Like, you feel me? This is the highlight reel.
I can't really see anybody coming to the club raggedy.
Exactly. Like, that's not a thing. Like, so, with that being said, it's like you can't compare what you see other people doing on their social medias and all that other stuff, because that's their highlight reel for that. Like, so you can't be like, oh yeah, my girl doesn't dress up and like do this all the time and that girl probably don't do it just as much as your girl don't do it, but when she do it, she takes a picture and
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think that's where people have to learn how to separate reality from fantasy.
The communication part, man. I think it's really that communication factor to where people just can't have the honest conversation of the state of right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But if it's also expectations.
Yeah.
It's expectations that you have of a person. So it's like if you want to see your significant other dolled up a little bit, like you said, have that conversation. Give them a reason to doll up.
Motivated.
You know what I mean? Even if you're not going anywhere, be like, you know what, babe, tonight we're going to have a little intimate night at home. We're not going anywhere. We're going to have a little intimate night at home, but I really want to see you doll yourself up.
Motivated.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
because if you don't do it and she doesn't do it, then what?
Exactly.
What are we pushing for here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is the end result really going to be something we talk about later on, or is this really just like foul on the play? And we're just going to keep being like foul on the play. And we're 45 now, foul on the play, right? Now we're 55 now, foul on the play. 65, we want a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
You just wasted. You know how many people actually gone to the grave with somebody who they hated or just didn't really have that for? Like,
because it's so much easier to just stay comfortable than to have that difficult conversation.
Like, you really have the ability to like fulfill that. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what you have to go through to get it, you can still get it. Like that thing, that, you know,
mm-hmm.
that feeling, like, yeah.
But again, like I said, sometimes it could just be a fantasy that you're chasing.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And that's the type of things you have to think about, because like, even if you're unhappy with this partner, like let's just say the man is unhappy with his woman because she doesn't doll herself up, so you start being interested in other women. You start entertaining other women that you do see that are dolled up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you jump over there to that situation, of course she's going to look good in the beginning, just like your girl probably looked good in the beginning. But then it's going to become a point in time where she's not dolling herself up anymore, because the reality is it. Like, it's just going to be like, all right, you know what I look like.
Nah, facts. I mean,
we've been dealing with each other for a long time now.
Like, nigga, you wasn't farting when you first picked me up.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
You know what I mean? Like, when I first met you, you didn't have that little bald spot on the top of your head, but now you do.
Exactly.
You know?
I ain't never mentioned it, but you know.
You got a little tire iron around your waist. Like, I mean,
I don't be trying to. I don't be trying to. I'm not trying to pick sides ever, so it's just like, you know, I try to see things from both sides before I kind of like, you know, I'm gonna feel how I feel about what it is regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I do try to look at things from other angles. There's always a reason for why, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, there's always a reason for whatever happened.
And I do feel like, you know, in the eye of the patriarchy, men have this unrealistic expectation. I don't know where this started or how it came about or where it came from, but they just have this unrealistic expectation of their women sometimes.
What is your view of our expectation, if you don't mind sharing?
So, like, for women, it's like, you have to look good. Mm-hmm. You have to stay fit. You have to know how to cook. You have to know how to clean. Yeah, okay. You have to know how to give head really good. You got to have a fat ass. You got to you know what I mean? Like, your sex got to be the best. Like, you know what I mean? You have to. We constantly have to be. We're always pushed. These things are always pushed on us. Yeah. And it's like
it's a competitive world out there,
right?
Man.
And it's like, well, if you're not doing this, another woman will. And it's just like, damn, like, I can't. Some women, and like, on top of that, women are trying to hold down full-time jobs. Women are going to school. Women are, you know, they're dealing with their kids. And
y'all
it's
are
like,
busting money moves too.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's just like, this is really unrealistic for somebody to try to hold up to that standard.
Nah, facts. And I apologize for, you know, being one of those guys who had a list that included everything you named.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, well, you know, so what are you guys doing? And most men be like, well, I make the money, and I'm like, yeah, but that's it.
So yeah, no. So here's my and then here go the nigga, and then here go my list. I cook, clean, cheat. Sometimes, I cook, clean, and spend the night at my nigga's house a lot.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, it's supposed to be a partnership, and it's not necessarily always a woman's job to have to cook and clean and all. It should be like, there should be help.
Yeah, they should be helped.
It's not saying that a man has to do it all the time, you know what I mean? But there's shit, you guys are there to help each other out. So sometimes if there's something that she can't get to, normal things that she normally does do, if she can't handle it, help her out.
There you go.
The same way that most men want their woman to be their support system, their cheerleader. So every time you have something going on, she has to support you in everything that you do, but you need to reciprocate that energy.
Hello. Listen, did you write that sermon today? Because you was preaching.
This right here off the top of my dome. You know what I mean? Just things that I be thinking, and I know other women be thinking too.
Yeah, reality. Real shit.
Because it can become very overwhelming, and that's not a man or woman thing. That's a human thing.
That's a human thing.
Trying to take on all these different roles.
And then we want, like, you're trying to gain your own powers, and we're trying to give you different powers. Like, no,
it's more and
your
more.
Your culinary skills are it.
It's always more and more.
Don't
and more.
read that book, baby.
Right. And everybody,
dictionary.
Everybody needs a break sometimes. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs support.
Yeah.
So I know in a man's eye, they're just like, no, she can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she can, but sometimes she shouldn't have to take that load off of her. Sometimes.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Sherell. I mean, listen, I don't have a rock to throw in this fight.
Thank you.
Like, I understand.
Save it for Amazon.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, y'all have y'all issues as well. We don't have to go there, but
we can. We can.
I mean,
we can talk about it.
I mean, it's nothing. It's the same. I mean, it's really the same on both ends of the table, because there's some women who do the same thing. They have a man who ain't shit that's sitting in their house. And they motherfucking don't try. Oh no, we're not gonna say ain't shit, because then that means I was saying that woman wasn't shit.
Right.
So we're gonna say they have a man that's in their house who may not be living up to the best of his ability in their eyes, and instead of them correcting that, they're answering text messages and DMs to fill the void. Of whatever they feel that he can't fulfill, which they're really not allowing him to fulfill, because you're not helping the person who you chose to partner with be an actual partner.
Well, so that's the thing. I would say be careful. You shouldn't have to allow or give somebody permission to do what they know they're supposed to do. You're grown.
Hello.
So I shouldn't have to tell you that you should work or have a job or help out around the house, financially or whatever the case may be. You are a grown person.
Yeah, but you don't know. But sometimes people go through personal things that put their mind in a space where it doesn't allow them to really focus on the things that need to be done for themselves even.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So them doing shit like take out the trash, you can come home and be like, oh my God, every time I got to ask you to take out the trash. Like, I was that guy at one point, and I still am sometimes, because of a lot of other shit that be going on in my brain.
Right.
And I'll walk right past that shit.
Yep.
Like, and then I have to stop and think to myself, like, damn, I really can't even be mad at the frustration that's being thrown at me,
because it's very simple.
Because I walk past it. But whatever's prioritized in my brain at that point is prioritized in my brain at that point, and it's just like, sorry,
I forgot. I didn't mean to.
The rent's paid. Oh, all right, and wash it off, which is still not cool.
Yeah.
But that's just the mindset.
But that's one of those things. So like you said, whatever you were prioritizing at that time, so you need to be mindful of trying to prioritize what she needs, the small things,
but vice versa too.
That too,
because you know why? It's a lot like especially when you're in the entertainment stuff, right? It's like, it's draining. This shit is really draining.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you really are trying to get results out of this, you're really putting work into this.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you need moments alone.
Right.
And when you want those moments alone, sometimes your significant other wants that same time. And understanding it from their point of view, you're already giving up the time to the job.
Right.
So the time that you have to yourself is supposed to be us time. Not realizing that in all actuality, yes, you're right, but you're also wrong. Because I just need time to clear my brain from whatever before I can reapply it to this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if not, then, and I mean, that's honestly, I feel like that's the way shit should go. Because if not, right, I'm gonna take that same energy from here and slide it on over here. You feel me?
But
so if it's smoke, it's smoke, and it ain't got nothing to do with you. But sometimes I just need, in certain moments, you see what I'm saying? Not all the time, but you have to sometimes. And I'm telling you from being a husband and all of that myself, is that you have to, like, there be moments where I be like, yo, not right now. And she still has to fucking say whatever. I be like, please, not right now, not right now, not right now.
Right.
And then because I know what she's about to say is gonna just take my mind off of whatever I honestly feel is really important to me at this time. If I'm telling you this,
right.
But she brush it off, and she still feels the need to tell me anyway.
Right.
And then if she doesn't tell me anyway, she'll walk away with an attitude and say, see, this is why I don't want to tell you shit. You see what I'm saying? But
do you ever make the time for her to ever, like, really express herself?
Like the express hour?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Yeah. It's just like...
not just for that, no.
And maybe that's something that you need to do.
Yeah, well, obviously, because now I'm, like, listening to us talk. I'm like, okay.
That's something that you need. Everybody needs that sometimes. Like, just like you need to be able to just decompress, and you need to clear your head, which is fine. But you're going to have to find a way to balance, because I feel like as a woman, and just putting myself in her shoes, she's already sacrificing a lot of her time with you.
You're right. And you know what? The real shit is when you partner in real life, it's a partnership in real life. So
it really is. So it's like
give and
take, man. And there's going to be times when you're not going to, you feel like you're spreading yourself thin with so many things going on in your life. But if you have a partner in your life, you gotta find a way to incorporate them. You cannot
100%.
Leave them out.
Because you know why? It'll be that moment when everything changes, and then you're gonna need them that same energy, from them.
And it's stuff like that partners start checking out on each other.
Facts. Damn, that starting to check out shit is the bullshit.
It happens, and sometimes it's like it does suck, but it's just like people
that's the way love goes.
That's the way love goes. People have needs. People have things. People want to express themselves. People, especially like I said, you have your partner. That's what your partner's supposed to be there for.
Yeah. No, 100%. And you know what's crazy? This is what I was telling my barber today, right? I'm like, yo. And a matter of fact, I think I had this conversation with you before. Everybody talks all of this real shit, real nigga shit, real nigga shit, real nigga shit, right?
Right.
But how do you draw a line on that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, real nigga shit, right? And so being a stand-up person and never tell them, never dishonor my guys and all of this other shit, right?
Right.
If you think about it, all of that talk you're really putting more honor into your homies than you are into your relationship when you're a guy who actually goes out here and does his extra shit. I'm not talking like I'm that Kevin, whatever the fuck that dude's name is. What the fuck is it?
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, no, not him, but whatever the other nigga was, that got caught up with his wife and all that shit. Like, I'm not
Derek
like
Jackson.
Yeah, Derek Jackson, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm not
you're not that guy.
That kind of energy and telling people, I'm perfect and all this other shit and XYZ. I'm just saying, like, you can't choose when shit applies, right?
True.
So it's like, if you're gonna be real and you're gonna say you the realest nigga ever, right? If you're the realest nigga ever, ask yourself, have you kept it real with the realest nigga ever to you?
Right.
Who should be your significant other, right? Yeah. Who should be. Yeah. Now, don't take this shit and try to come at me like I'm on some preaching old high mighty shit. No. And nigga does no. Because if you know my story, nigga, trust me.
But you know what? When Cisco and I would have arguments, and it was at a point where neither one of us felt like the other one was hearing what we were trying to say.
Yeah.
I felt that way. He felt that way.
Talking over each other and shit.
Yeah, and like it's like I felt like you're not getting me, and I'm not getting you. I just I don't get it, and he felt the same way. And you know, we at first, when you're arguing with somebody, you're gonna discredit that person. Like,
yeah, that's the whole point of you trying to argue, like, to win.
Right, but we both had to look at it like, okay, both of our feelings are valid. So it's like we had to really break it down and sit down and ask each other. I'm like, all right, you know what? Look, when it gets to that point for you where it feels like the conversation is about to go left field, or if you're upset, what exactly is it that you need from me to keep it from going in that direction for you?
Yeah.
Help me.
If I can.
Yeah, if I can. So tell me, what would it take? What you need from me? And
good question.
that really, it helped out a lot. You know what I mean? Because now I knew, I was just like, okay. Because now I know what it is for you that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. And vice versa.
Versus you doing the total opposite, and then it springs into something totally different.
Yeah. So like for me, my thing with him was, I'm like, I would like to be able to express myself without you getting upset. Yes. Even if you don't agree with me.
Yes.
Just don't get upset at what I'm saying. Just hear what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to agree. Because he used to think that I just wanted him to agree with everything that I was saying. Yeah. And that's not what I wanted. Yeah. I'm like, I just want you to see my point of view.
Just understand.
That
I have an opinion.
Yeah, you know, and like, so I had to tell him that. I'm just like, so when I say something to you, just hear what I'm saying. I don't need you to agree with everything that I'm saying, but at least understand. Like, okay, I see how you got that. I see where you're coming from. Yeah. I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
But I can get how you got that.
Yeah.
And that would make, I will be fine. I'm just like, just as long as you understand.
That's it. It's just like, I see you, my nigga, I see you. Yeah.
And for him, he felt like he didn't want to feel like when I was speaking to him that I was attacking him. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, okay, so what do you need me to do so that it doesn't feel that way to you? Yeah. And I can try to change my approach.
Like you're siding with the ops or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, if I need to change my approach with you, because maybe you're the type of person that takes how my demeanor a certain way, and I can understand it. Everybody takes its perspective.
Do you want me to say we need to beat this nigga up? Or like should I say we need to leave?
Because I
say nothing?
I could say something to you one way and you'll be like, yeah, but if I say it to someone else the same way, they might take it differently.
Yeah, because they're a different type of individual.
Right. So I'm just like, so let me know what approach I need to take so that it doesn't feel like an attack to you, and I can try to switch that up for you. And those are the type of conversations that people need to have. They need to start understanding their partner.
Yeah, and starting to learn how to master fucking getting through the baby shit. Because people fucking get caught up in baby shit and lose big relationships because of baby shit, because they can't get rid of the baby shit. And guess what? Let me tell you something. This is how it goes. When a baby shits in a diaper, right? They let that motherfucker walk around the house. I know I said motherfucker. They let when a baby shits in a diaper, right? They'll let that baby walk around that damn house for maybe another 20-30 minutes, right? The baby might, of course the baby probably won't shit again, but let's just say the baby shits again in that diaper, right? It's time to take that motherfucker off.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's learning how to let go of things. Once you have a conversation, so this is the thing, anytime people still bring up past things, it's because they weren't truly over it. So you guys never really got over that hump. Yeah. It was just swept under the rug. You guys let it go. So you have to fully and completely have a conversation about whatever it is, and make sure both parties are at a place where, all right, we both can agree to disagree, or
facts.
We can let this situation go.
And we're not fucking adding up the bullshit.
No.
Because the baby shit, right?
Baby shit.
No, for real. Because it's like it's something that keeps poking you and poking you and poking you and poking you and poking you.
Yeah.
To the point where you be like, if this nigga do one more thing, or if he be like, if this bitch do one more thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, a lot of the shit that people are fucking in right now, I've learned this. It's one of the realest conversations of your life away. You're one of the realest conversations of your motherfucking life away from the happiest time of your life.
Yeah.
One conversation.
Yep.
This doesn't apply to everybody. But for that somebody who this, you know what I'm saying, who they feel like they're maybe unhappy with their woman, or something about them. First of all, something about them got you there in the first place. And like we said on the last episode, if it was money, then you're not even a part of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking to people who are actually trying to build something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you put your all into this shit and you don't get the results that you're looking for, you know, you gotta kind of try to tweak what you put your all into, because you put your all into that for a reason.
And you know, a real honest conversation between two people can either make or break a relationship.
What?
And it's not bad either way. So this is the thing: if two people are at a point where they're like, you know what, we need to sit down and we need to have a talk, and you have an honest conversation, it's like, all right, look, this is how I feel, the other person speaks on how they feel. It's just like, so where are we at with this relationship?
That's it.
And if we're having an honest conversation, are you happy? Am I happy? Because it happens a lot. You get with somebody that you're happy in the beginning, and then after a while,
yeah, because you got shit in common in the beginning, and then do you find out you really didn't have shit in common before?
It's more of attraction.
But alcohol, attraction, maybe some weed, Drake, and fucking the city girls. Like, that's it.
And it's like, are you still in this, or have you checked out?
Or were you ever even fucking in this in the first place?
Right, or were you just staying here because you were comfortable?
Yo, people sign up for shit.
Yeah.
And here they are, 30 years later.
It's hard to have those conversations.
In the same shit, Sherell.
It's very hard to have
It's
those conversations.
not fucking hard. You know what? Only reason why I say it's not hard now is because I honestly, and this is the realest shit I can say, I honestly feel like I've freed myself from the bullshit.
Right.
I honestly say I fucking freed myself from the bullshit. So, with that being said, like, my worry zone is not the same. My train of thought is not the same.
Right.
I worry less. I have less anxiety. There's a lot of shit that I don't even think about anymore. Where's my phone? I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Yep.
So that's the cool shit about it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm fucking 36 years old.
Right.
If I would have known all of the shit that I know now about relationships and everything else, I would have been the fucking truth teller motherfucker from the start.
Yeah. It's easier. It's so much easier. People think it's hard, but it really is so much easier.
You give people choices. Because once they make those choices, it is on them at that point.
And you know, it's funny because people don't want to have that conversation because they don't want to hurt that person, but then you'll step out on the relationship and hurt them anyway.
You're hurting them more down the line.
You'll hurt them anyway.
If you really love somebody, you spare them, yo.
Yeah.
If they're not for you, you spare them. You don't be greedy, yo. You can't, like, I was that guy, so I get it, and I understand how, like, somebody can hear me now and be like, this nigga is tripping.
Right.
I'm about to, like, go while he's texting a girl right now, like, and I get it. But what I'm telling you is, like, if that's somebody that you really fuck with, like, I've been that guy, and looking back at it, it's like, I mean, I probably wouldn't change nothing because it was a lot of good times with that shit. But still in all, you know what I'm saying? It was fucked up. Yeah. Because it was equally good times, but, you know, it might not have ended. The story doesn't end the same on both parties. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, fuck.
Wow.
I don't know. Well,
that's
Sherell,
the way love goes, man.
That is the fucking way love goes.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in this week.
Yes.
For our second episode of Love and Bullshit.
And we will be back with another one, you already know, next week. Make sure you tune in. Follow myself, Joiyce World, Joiyce World, Joiyce World, and follow Sherell at
Sherell Rowe Show, SherellRoweShow. Love
and Bullshit, where we spread the love
and air out the bullshit,
baby. Peace, bitches.